How does a 6'4" WNBA All-Star prospect, one of the most hyped players in women's basketball, become the worst layup finisher in the league? No, this isn't a joke. Angel Reese, known for her size, power, and presence in the paint, is sitting dead last in one of the most basic stats in basketball, layup percentage. And we're not talking about a bad night or a short slump. This is a full-blown crisis, one that's being exposed game after game, clip after clip. A viral chart hit social media, showing just how bad things have gotten. Her layup numbers didn't just dip, they crashed. While most post players are finishing near 70% at the rim, Reese is hovering at a jaw-dropping 31%. That's not just underwhelming, it's historic for all the wrong reasons. And then came the video. One clip, one play, one moment that lit up the internet. She grabs a rebound, turns, and throws the ball toward the basket without ever looking up. Missed. Again, fans were stunned, analysts were confused, and critics, they had a field day. But this goes deeper than stats and social media noise, because what we're seeing from Angel Reese is starting to look less like a slump and more like a pattern, one that could change the course of her entire career, if it hasn't already. So what's really going on here? Why is a player with every physical advantage struggling with the most basic skill on the court? Let's break it down. It all started with a simple graphic, a chart showing layup efficiency across the WNBA. It should have been just another piece of mid-season data, right? But this one exploded online for one reason. Angel Reese's name was at the bottom, not near the bottom, not close, dead last. She's currently hitting just 31% of her layups. Let that sink in. In a league where the average layup percentage sits around 69%, that's not just a red flag, that's a full-blown siren. And the internet noticed. Fast. Fans were in disbelief. Comment sections flooded with reactions. "There's no way this is real," one wrote. Another said, "How can someone that tall miss that many layups?" And they weren't exaggerating. This stat alone paints a brutal picture. It gets even worse when you break it down. Reese has already attempted 54 layups. That's the third most in the entire league. But while others near the top of that list, like Aaliyah Boston and Camila Cardoso, are converting those chances at a high clip, Reese has made just 16. That's 38 misses from right under the rim. And here's the kicker. She's the only player in the top 10 in layup attempts shooting under 50%. Everyone else, miles ahead. So, why does this stat matter so much? Because for someone like Angel Reese, a 6'4" power forward who plays right at the rim, layups are supposed to be automatic, bread and butter, easy money. If she's not finishing inside, it's not just a personal problem, it's a team problem. And that's exactly why this number has gone viral. It's not just embarrassing, it's alarming. This isn't a rookie trying to find her rhythm or a shooter struggling from deep. This is a post player missing point-blank shots, game after game. The stat alone raised eyebrows. But when fans saw how those misses were happening, the conversation shifted from bad shooting to something much more serious. Because this isn't just about numbers anymore. What comes next isn't just shocking, it's hard to watch. Look, not every player is built the same. Some rely on speed, others on shooting, and a few dominate with pure strength. Angel Reese? She was supposed to dominate inside. That's what made her so valuable. Her rebounding, her length, her ability to finish through contact. But when a player with her size and strength is missing the easiest shots on the floor, that's more than just an off night. It's a warning sign. Reese stands at 6'4". She's a physical presence, often matched up against smaller defenders, and has the tools to bully her way to the rim. On paper, she should be putting up easy buckets all game long. That's what players like her do. It's what the Chicago Sky need her to do. But instead, here's what we're seeing. Aaliyah Boston, the same size as Reese, is shooting 69% on layups. Camila Cardoso, also a big, is converting at 56%. And even Kelsey Plum, a 5'8" guard, more than half a foot shorter, is shooting 42%. That's still 11 percentage points higher than Reese. Let that settle in. A guard who lives outside the paint is making more layups than a power forward who lives under the basket. This isn't just a gap, it's a canyon. And it's not just about Reese missing shots. It's about the type of shots she's missing. These aren't three-pointers or fadeaways. These are right at the rim, often uncontested, and she's still coming up short, over and over. What makes this worse is the sheer volume of attempts. Reese isn't just missing a few here and there, she's getting a lot of chances and still struggling. That tells coaches, teammates, and fans something bigger. This isn't about nerves. It's not just bad luck. It's something fundamental. Now, think about what that means for a team like the Chicago Sky. They're depending on her to clean up around the basket, convert second-chance opportunities, and punish teams in the paint. That's what her role demands. But when those layups don't fall, the entire offense suffers. Defenses collapse less. Guards are forced to carry the scoring load. Rebounds get wasted. It's not just costing Reese points, it's costing her team games. And here's the truth. Players like Angel Reese aren't expected to shoot 31% on layups. That's not development. That's not growing pains. That's a complete breakdown of what should be the easiest part of her game. Size matters in the WNBA, but only if you know how to use it. And right now, Angel Reese looks like she's fighting against her own body, not using it to dominate. But as bad as that sounds, the footage tells an even deeper story. Because the most viral clip of all, it doesn't just show a missed layup. It shows what might be the real problem behind it all. One stat going viral is one thing, but one clip, that's when it gets real. Because nothing hits harder than video proof. The moment that really got everyone talking wasn't just a missed layup, it was how it was missed. Angel Reese grabs the rebound, she's right under the basket, and what happens next is almost unbelievable. No footwork, no hesitation, no look at the rim. She flings the ball from her hip like she's hoping it finds the hoop by accident. It doesn't. And just like that, the internet erupted. Comment sections filled up fast. Memes started flying. Tweets said things like, "Is she even trying to score?" And "You could have closed your eyes and done better." Harsh? Sure. But they weren't wrong. Because what fans saw wasn't just a physical mistake. It was mental. Reese didn't set her feet. She didn't square her body. She didn't even glance up. She just threw it. That play, awkward, rushed, off balance, wasn't a one-off. It was a pattern, and now that pattern is haunting her. Even analysts started weighing in. They pointed out how rushed her shot mechanics are. Her form is off, her balance is shaky, and her decision-making under pressure seems panicked. And when you add in the missed shots, it's not just a highlight reel gone wrong. It's a cry for help. Meanwhile, fans are wondering, why hasn't anyone fixed this yet? Because this isn't some rookie mistake. It's the kind of thing that should have been corrected in training camp, or before that, in college. But here we are, mid-season in the WNBA, and Reese is still making the same mistake over and over again. And the damage goes beyond her stats. That one clip became a symbol, not just of her struggle, but of her ceiling. When you're labeled a star, people expect growth, they expect improvement. And when the opposite happens, they start asking tough questions. One commentator said it plainly, she shouldn't even be in the league, let alone running it. And while that might sound dramatic, the video doesn't lie. This isn't just a shooting issue, it's a fundamentals issue. It's body control, decision-making, and basketball IQ all rolled into one missed layup. That one moment showed everything. The hesitation, the lack of awareness, the panic. And once it hit social media, it was everywhere, over and over again. And the worst part? She's not learning from it. The same plays keep showing up on tape, the same rushed attempts, the same missed opportunities. So now, people aren't just questioning her form, they're questioning her future. But if you think this is just a highlight reel nightmare, think again. Because Angel Reese's struggle isn't limited to one viral play. What we're seeing is part of a much bigger pattern. At first, people thought it was nerves, a rookie trying to find her rhythm. A couple missed layups? No big deal. But the games kept coming, and the misses kept piling up. Now we're 50-plus attempts in, and Angel Reese still can't find consistency at the rim. Out of 54 layup attempts, she's made just 16. That means she's missed 38 shots from point-blank range. That's not a rough patch, that's a pattern. And patterns get noticed by fans, by coaches, by opponents. Watch her play closely and the signs are all there. She rushes shots even when she has space. She avoids eye contact with the rim. She barrels into defenders without adjusting or resetting. It's the same sequence, over and over again. Grab the rebound, go up immediately, miss, repeat. And here's the part that really hurts her team. She's not adjusting. Even after the first miss, she rarely resets. Instead, she goes back up for another awkward shot, usually against a crowd of defenders. And when defenders know you're not going to pass, they collapse instantly. That's what's happening every single time. Analysts are saying it out loud now. Reese's habits are predictable, and predictability kills offense. Her defenders don't need to guess. They know she's going back up. No pump fake, no kick out, just a forced layup, and more often than not, another miss. It's gotten to the point where even her own team looks unsure. There's a pause when she grabs a board. Teammates freeze. Will she pass? Will she reset? Nope, she's forcing it again. This isn't just frustrating for fans, it's a momentum killer on the court. Missed layups stall fast breaks. They waste second chances. They deflate energy. And when you're the Chicago Sky, a team that needs every easy bucket it can get, those misses aren't just ugly, they're costly. And here's what really stings. Reese is still getting the opportunities. She's in position, she's rebounding, she's getting touches in the paint, but none of it matters if the ball doesn't go in. Other forwards are converting those same chances. Cardoso, her own teammate, is hitting 56%. Boston, her former college rival, is at 69%. Even much smaller guards are doing better. So the excuse of "she just needs time" is wearing thin. It's not about time. It's about awareness. It's about decisions. It's about learning from the tape and making real adjustments. And right now, that's just not happening. Fans have started keeping count. Commentators are questioning the coaching, and every missed layup just adds fuel to the fire. Angel Reese isn't just in a slump, she's repeating mistakes. And in the WNBA, the margin for error is razor thin. But here's the twist. Reese could fix this. She has the physical tools, she has the minutes, she has the platform. So why isn't she improving? Let's talk about the ripple effect her struggles are having. Not just on her game, but on the entire Sky offense. This isn't just about Angel Reese missing shots. It's about what those misses are doing to the entire Chicago Sky offense. When your starting power forward is shooting just 31% on layups, the easiest, most high percentage shot in the game, it doesn't just reflect on her. It changes how everyone on the team has to play. Let's start with spacing, because defenders now know Reese isn't passing out of the paint. They don't need to respect her decision-making. When she grabs an offensive rebound or gets the ball down low, they collapse instantly. That clogs the lane, kills spacing, and forces everyone else into tougher shots. The Sky's guards, already under pressure to create, now have to shoulder even more of the scoring load. They're being asked to bail out possessions that should have ended in easy points. And over the course of a game, that kind of pressure adds up fast. Then there's second chance opportunities. In theory, Angel Reese should be a second chance machine. She's grabbing offensive boards, and that's huge. But what happens next is where things break down. Instead of kicking it out to an open shooter or resetting the offense, she rushes back up into traffic and misses again. And when you throw up a bad shot instead of resetting, you're basically handing the ball back to the defense. Now multiply that over a game or a season. Those second chances aren't just lost, they're wasted. And that's a killer for a team like Chicago that doesn't have the firepower to survive constant missed opportunities. But here's what makes it even more frustrating. The Sky have better options in the paint. Kamilla Cardoso is right there. She's hitting over 56% on layups. She's more patient, more polished, and more reliable around the rim. Yet she's getting fewer touches. Why? Because the offense keeps funneling through Reese. Even though the numbers scream for a different approach, analysts are pointing this out every game now. They're saying it loud and clear. If the Sky want to win, they have to run more plays through Cardoso. They have to reward efficiency. And most of all, they have to stop pretending this layup issue is just going to magically fix itself. It's not. Basketball is about playing to your strengths. Reese is strong. She's a great rebounder. She brings energy. But right now, she's trying to be something she's not. A low-post scorer. And it's costing her team. Every forced miss is a missed opportunity. Every predictable move invites a double team. Every wasted possession brings the Sky one step closer to another loss. And this isn't just theory, the numbers prove it. You give Cardoso the ball in the same spot, she scores more than half the time. You give it to Reese, she misses 7 out of 10. It's not bias, it's not opinion, it's just math. So what's the solution? It's not about benching Reese, it's about using her smarter. Let her grab rebounds? Sure. But then have her pass out, reset, and trust her teammates to finish. That doesn't make her less important. It makes her more valuable. The Sky don't need her to take every shot. They need her to make the right decisions. And until that shift happens, they're stuck in a cycle of forced shots and missed chances. But what's really behind this problem? Because the issue isn't just physical, it's mechanical, it's mental, it's fundamental. And in the next section, we break down exactly what's wrong with Angel Reese's layup form. and why it's so hard to watch. So what exactly is going wrong? Because this isn't just about missed layups, it's about how they're being missed. And once you slow down the tape, the problem becomes crystal clear. Angel Reese's mechanics are broken. Start with her feet. When Reese gets the ball under the rim, there's no pause, no reset, no balance. She doesn't square up to the basket. Most of the time, she's launching off one foot, fading away, or pushing off with awkward timing. That alone kills her chance of getting a clean look. Then look at her body. Her posture is rushed. She leans, twists, or barrels into contact, anything but staying upright and controlled. Her shoulders aren't square, her arms aren't fully extended, and she almost never uses the glass. It's like she's trying to draw fouls more than she's trying to make the shot. And then, the eyes. This might be the most frustrating part. Reese often doesn't even look at the rim. In that now viral clip, she grabs a board, turns, and throws the ball up without once lifting her eyes. That's not just bad form. That's panic. It's muscle memory gone wrong. And it's not going unnoticed. Compare her to someone like Aaliyah Boston. Boston bends her knees, keeps her eyes up, and finishes with touch. She doesn't rely on brute strength. She relies on technique, and it works. Her layup percentage is more than double Reese's for a reason. She's not just bigger, she's better trained. Even Cardoso, who shares the court with Reese, shows a world of difference. She finishes with control. She reads the defense. She kicks it out when the shot's not there. She plays smart. Reese, on the other hand, often plays like she's in a rush. Every move looks urgent, like she's trying to get the ball out of her hands as fast as possible. But in the WNBA, that doesn't work. Defenders are faster, stronger, and smarter. If you don't set your feet, if you don't square your shoulders, if you don't finish with purpose, they will shut you down. And they have. This isn't just a few clips. It's every game. The tape shows the same thing again and again. Off-balance shots, wild angles, forced finishes, no patience, no poise, just predictable panic. And that's what's most concerning, because Reese's raw physical tools should make her unstoppable in the paint. But instead of playing to her strengths, like power, positioning, and rebounding, she's skipping the basics. Fundamentals matter, and right now, she's ignoring them. What makes this even more frustrating is how fixable the problem is. These aren't skills that take years to develop. They're day-one drills, footwork, timing, eye contact, finishing off the glass, stuff you learn in high school, stuff you perfect in college, stuff that has to be second nature in the pros. And yet, here we are, with a rising star shooting 31% on layups because the foundation of her game is cracked. Fans see it, coaches see it, opponents see it. The question now is, does she? Because until Angel Reese acknowledges and addresses these mechanical breakdowns, nothing's going to change. And if it doesn't change soon, the conversation around her won't be about missed shots. It'll be about missed potential. But there's still time, because one adjustment, one small shift in how she plays, could flip the entire story. Let's talk about that next. Here's the thing. This isn't rocket science. Angel Reese's layup issues aren't about talent. They're about habits. And the best part? Habits can change. She doesn't need a full rebuild. She doesn't need to reinvent her game. She just needs to start making smarter choices with the ball in her hands. Let's break it down. Reese is one of the best rebounders in the league already. That's her strength. That's where she's elite. But the problem starts after the rebound, when she automatically tries to go back up no matter who's in front of her or how bad the angle is. That instinct to force the shot, it's killing possessions. The fix? Kick the ball out. Simple. When she grabs that board, she has a second to scan the floor. And most of the time, someone's open, especially now that defenders collapse on her so aggressively. If she passes out to a shooter or swings it to the top of the key, the Sky suddenly have options. The defense scrambles, rotations shift, and someone gets a clean look. It's basic basketball, but right now, Reese is skipping that step. She's treating every offensive rebound like a personal challenge instead of a team opportunity. And the numbers prove it. She's shooting just 31% on those putbacks. Meanwhile, Camila Cardoso, shooting 56%, is often standing just a few feet away, wide open. The smarter play? Give it to the better finisher. This isn't about hurting her ego. It's about helping her team win. Great players don't take every shot. Great players make the right play. And here's what coaches and analysts are screaming for. Use Reese as a hub, not just a scorer. Let her dominate the glass, draw defenders in, and then punish them by passing to efficient teammates. Whether it's Cardoso cutting to the basket or a guard spotting up at the arc, The Sky have weapons. They just need Reese to set the table. Even her fans are starting to see it. Commenters online have gone from cheering every rebound to begging her to pass out. The sentiment is shifting. Not because people don't believe in her, but because they know there's a better version of Angel Reese waiting to show up. And this version? She doesn't force every shot. She slows down. She reads the floor. She trusts her teammates. One extra pass can flip the entire possession. One reset can turn a rushed miss into a wide-open three. One high IQ play can force defenses to rethink their entire game plan. That's how impact is made. And none of this means she stops attacking. It just means she attacks smarter. If she gets the board and the paint clears, go up strong. But if defenders are draped all over her, reset. Find Cardoso. Find the corner shooter. Make the defense pay for overcommitting. Right now, Reese is letting the defense dictate what she does. But the moment she starts controlling them, everything changes. Because when a 6'4" forward rebounds like a beast and moves the ball like a leader, that's a nightmare for any opponent. That's the version of Angel Reese people want to see. The one who plays with power and poise. The one who doesn't just fight for buckets. She fights for wins. And here's the crazy part. The shift doesn't take years. It doesn't even take months. One film session, one practice focus, one mindset change. That's all it takes. But will she make that change? Because what comes next could decide more than just the Sky's season. It could decide her future. At this point, the numbers are clear. The film is clear. The conversation around Angel Reese isn't just about missed layups anymore. It's about missed opportunities to grow. Because when you're a rookie in the WNBA, the clock starts ticking fast. Every game is an audition. Every possession is a chance to prove you belong. And if you don't adapt quickly, the league doesn't wait. Right now, Reese is caught in a spotlight that's only getting hotter. The expectations were massive. College dominance, national championships, NIL deals, celebrity status. She came in with momentum few rookies ever get. And with that came pressure. But the WNBA isn't about hype. It's about execution. And that's what makes this next phase so critical. This isn't just about fixing a broken layup form. It's about how she responds to adversity. Because fans, teammates, coaches, they're not just watching her game. They're watching her growth. Will she lean into coaching? Will she study the film, adjust her habits, take responsibility for her decisions on the court? Or will she double down, keep forcing bad shots, and let her potential slip through her fingers? Because make no mistake, there is potential. Reese is a rebounding machine. She plays with heart. She's competitive. She wants to win. That's the foundation. But heart and hustle can only take you so far if the results aren't there. Eventually, you have to add discipline, awareness, and control. And that's where the conversation has shifted. Some fans are still defending her, pointing to her rebounding numbers and overall energy. Others, even supporters, are starting to voice concern. Not out of hate, but out of frustration, out of disappointment, out of hope that she can still get it right. Because if she does, she's still a game changer. If Reese embraces development, if she learns when to shoot, when to pass, and how to finish with purpose, she becomes a force, a leader, the type of player teams build around, not just market around. But if not, if the same mistakes keep showing up, if the numbers keep dipping, that's when the league starts moving on. Quietly, quickly. And once that window closes, it's hard to get it back. Here's the truth. The WNBA is brutal, and it rewards those who adapt. Angel Reese isn't being singled out because people want her to fail. She's under the microscope because people expected more. And maybe that's unfair. Maybe the expectations came too fast, too soon. But that's the reality of being a high-profile athlete in the social media era. Every stat becomes a headline. Every miss becomes a meme. And every game becomes a test. But here's where Reese still has the edge. She's got time. Not a lot, but enough. Enough to slow down. Watch the film. Ask questions. Make adjustments. Enough to turn this rocky start into a comeback story that only she can write. Because let's be honest, people love a redemption arc. And Angel Reese, she's got everything she needs to create one. But it's on her now. Will she keep rushing shots? Or will she learn to reset? Will she be a highlight machine or a difference maker? Will she stay a star by name or become one by game? Because the answer to those questions won't just define this season. It could define her career. Angel Reese's 31% layup percentage isn't just a stat on a screen. It's a flashing red signal, a sign that something's broken, not just physically, but fundamentally. And here's the part that stings. It's not a lack of talent. She has the body. She has the motor. She has the stage. What she's missing is the polish, the awareness, the willingness to slow down and do the simple things right. Because this league doesn't reward flash, it rewards fundamentals. And right now, the player with all the hype, all the eyes, all the potential is struggling with the most basic skill in basketball, finishing at the rim. That doesn't have to be the end of the story. In fact, it can be the start of something better. She's shown she can rebound with the best. She's shown she can battle for position. But now, it's time to show something else. That she can evolve. That she can listen, adapt, and learn. That she can grow fast. Because if she does, the sky isn't just the name of her team. It becomes the ceiling for her career. But if she doesn't, then all the potential in the world won't mean much. Because talent without adjustment becomes a cautionary tale. And no one wants that for Angel Reese. Not the fans, not her coaches, and definitely not her teammates who need her to step up, not just show up. The truth is simple. Reese can rewrite this narrative, but the ink is drying fast. This isn't about Caitlin Clark. It's not about viral videos. It's about a young player standing at a crossroads with the chance to either break through or break down. So here's the real question. Will Angel Reese rise to the challenge or become the latest reminder that hype fades faster than habits? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. We'll all be watching. If you believe she can turn it around, drop a comment below. And if you want to see how this story unfolds, hit that subscribe button, because the next chapter might be the most important one yet.